The first one, we're going to talk Cowboys and Eagles here. This one comes from Smiling Mike PB.
Yeah.
He says, what's wrong with the Cowboys? Can coaching and play calling cause drop passes or missed tackles? Every player on that roster is a high-paid professional. Aren't they that talented? I really don't get. Please help me understand. Thanks. Sorry for my poor English. I'm German.
Oh, don't worry. We don't really speak English that well here in this country.
That's what I was saying.
That's our number one.
Fun of us.
Yep, that's our number one language, and we're kind of iffy on it. So don't worry. Very good question. And I think to just give a broad stroke of that game in general, all right, the players of the Cowboys definitely let them down. No doubt about it. Dak Prescott was off. There's drop passes by Gallup, drop passes by Amari Cooper, drop passes by Jason Witten. The defense had a chance to make a play here and there, intercept the ball. They drop it. So, you know, if you're just going to blame players, yes, do they deserve some of it? Certainly. Dak Prescott's shoulder, I do think, was an issue as well. I felt like he was throwing the ball a little different, like afraid to let it go a little bit when I watched the film. Almost like he was afraid to let it really torque, kind of kept it tight to where, yeah, it led to some errant throws, whether it was in the ground, high, whatever it may be. He did not play great. There's no other way to say that. But at the end of the day,
he threw it 44 times.
Yes.
So if there was an issue, you'd almost think they would try to.
You would think
the run game.
You would think, yeah. But you know, here's the difference, and this is where we got to at smiling.mike.pb.
Yeah.
This is the issue. You know, and this is my issue with the Cowboys in general, Smiling Mike, is that they don't have, you know, game plan specific defense. You've heard me say that a lot. You know, Jim Schwartz was doing crazy stuff to the Cowboys yesterday. Not always, not every play, but on a third down or a first down, here was something different. You don't know what we're going to be in, so you have no tell or no feel for what we're doing on the defensive side of the ball. And then the big thing to me, you know, in the Cowboys on defense, it's the same 2 or 3 defenses the whole game. I've been saying that all year. It doesn't change, and that allows game planning and ways to attack them. You know, some easiness there, too, to go, oh, okay, I know they're going to be in this or that, and the quarterback can walk up to the line of scrimmage and feel always comfortable that way. All these things I've been preaching on the podcast. But my biggest thing, too, with the game yesterday would be the Cowboys' offense. Like, what were the Cowboys trying to get accomplished? Like, I could watch the Eagles on offense on the first 2 drives of the game and go, I know what they're trying to do. They're going in 2 tight end sets. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to run some play action off of it. You know, they're going to have a few drop back, like 6 and 7 yard throws just to kind of stay ahead of the chains. That was their game plan. That was it all day. You know, there was a few third downs. Okay, they got into 3 wide receiver sets, but for the most part of the day, they were going to keep Ertz and Goddard on the field, okay, with the 2 receivers and the running back. And if they didn't do that, it was going to be, you know, tight end, 2 receivers with the 2 running backs, Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. But they had a plan of attack to work on. And what that does for everybody out there is like, okay, now you're 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. You could start to get in certain formations. Oh, this is how they're going to play us today. Okay, well, we know the Cowboys are going to only play this coverage or that coverage. So now let's come up with some creative ways that we might like to game plan against this or that coverage, along with some of our staples within our offense that we go, okay, yeah, we run these every week, but this is good versus coverage and what they do this week in this specific game plan. So that's the issue. So the players, did they let them down? Yes. But my big issue with the Cowboys is the schematics of how they coach never gives their players much of an advantage. You've heard me say that. It's just too much of that.
Did we heap too much praise on to Kellen Moore too early?
But
we were giving him a lot when the 3-0 start.
Yeah, well,
the offense was high flying. I mean,
definitely
for most of the year has rated number 1.
It's the number 1 offense in football right now. But there's something. What it tells you is there's something wrong there too. You know, the points don't always match the yardage output. So there's something there within the game plan, punching it in the end zone, how to manage certain games. That's not translating to wins, and that's happening on both sides of the ball. And to me, yesterday was one of those things where, like I said, the Eagles came out and had a plan, and this is what we're going to do, and we're going to attack it, and we're going to stay with it, and we're going to be patient with it. And then the Cowboys just come out going, let's just run our plays, and then we'll see what works, and then if that works, we'll try to stick with it. and nothing works. So then it's just, oh, we're in the shotgun. Oh, we're underneath the center. We're underneath the center. We ran for 8 yards. Oh, we're right back to the shotgun. Why would we keep doing that? That was too easy. That's 8 yards. We're cool. We're Dallas. Let's get in the shotgun. Oh, yeah, now you're punting. I mean, Dallas is frustrating. I don't know what other way to say it.
What do you think of their usage of Ezekiel Elliott, 13 carries in this game?
Not enough.
He's had some huge games this year where they have relied on him, but then there were also some times in this game against Philadelphia where he was off the field in some crucial spots.
Yeah, well, okay, so that's another spot that pisses me off. Okay, so there they are, the Cowboys playing underwhelming football. They're down 10-6. They get the ball to start the second half. They drive down the field. Ezekiel Elliott has 2 really good runs, and I'm going, okay, here we go. Let's stick with this, because when they got in the I formation and ran the ball downhill, there was a little success there. But they never really tie it together or stay patient with it and keep doing it. So he does that. He rips off like a run for 10 and a run for 8. On the first run, Fletcher Cox gets hurt. So they have an injury timeout. Then he has a run on the second down. He takes a big hit. Okay, then, or no, so he got a first down. Fletcher Cox got hurt, excuse me. They have a little injury timeout.
Yeah.
The next run, he gets 8 yards. He comes out of the game. He takes a big hit. Okay, second down goes for nothing. Third down. Now is we got Dak Prescott underneath the center, and they run an option to the left and pitch it to Tony Pollard. He fumbles. You know, to me, again, that just goes into like the category of, no, it's the biggest play of the season. Like, he's your number 1 paid player on your team. He has to be in the game. And that was a huge moment of the game because they're in field goal range nonetheless. They have a little momentum with how they went into halftime. They cut that to 10-9. Who knows what happens? But instead, nothing happens, and it kind of becomes a stalemate and everything like that. So, to me, yes, Ezekiel, it hasn't been as good. Dak Prescott wasn't good yesterday. Receivers let them down. All those things, we can talk about it all. But I still think it goes back to the tying of the game plan together. They do nothing to hang your hat on. They never do anything to you go, whoa, when they get in this formation, they're killing us. We have to adjust how we're playing. And that's what good offenses do. You don't see like Tom Brady in New England getting the fullback like I formation and run for 10 yards and then go, let's not run that for 10 plays.
Right.
They go, let's do it again. Let's do something off it. Oh, now we're starting to force their hand into a defense they don't want to play. Now's the play action. There's none of that.
It's almost
in
like
Dallas.
they have a fetish with variety.
Variety.
They don't want to get
I call it a Rolodex. It's a Rolodex. Sure. It's just like, I like this play during the week. Let's call it. I like this one too during the week. Okay, that's great. But tying plays together are what master offensive coordinators do. Sean Payton, Shanahan, McDaniels, they have certain formations and plays that start off looking the same, that are different or have tweaks and whatever it may be, and they screw a defense over.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got to say about that.
And that was a lot.
Okay.
And Amari Cooper got 12 targets, just 4 catches. He's had some weird games where he just doesn't.
Yeah, he's not healthy all the way.
Yeah, you think that's part of it?
I do think that's part of it. I think he's battling some injuries, definitely. But yeah, just a bad day by the Dallas Cowboys. And then, like I said, when the coaching staff doesn't give them a schematical advantage, it's an underwhelming performance.
So then Jay Amunde asks you. You have 3 decisions to fix the Cowboys.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, you're
all 3.
Well,
first thing you do to fix it. First thing you do to fix the Cowboys. What would it be?
I'm firing the coaching staff. I mean, I am.
Okay.
It's run its course. I really like Jason Garrett. I do. I mean, anybody that knows me knows I do. I know him. Yes. And it's not always easy for me to say these things. I say these things sometimes on air and on TV and on the podcast, hoping somebody will tell them, going, hey, that asshole, Chris Simms, he keeps saying, you guys got to tie some things together on offense or change it up on defense a little bit. That's why I say it sometimes, hoping that people will hear it. But yeah, I think that's the first thing that has to be done is, an overall overhaul of the whole coaching staff.
It's feeling like it's a 95% chance that will happen. Are you getting that sense too?
Yes. I don't.
Jerry's been reluctant up to this point. There's certainly been times in the past. They haven't had a successful playoff run in a long, long, long time. There's been times that they could have moved on from Jason Garrett, but they haven't.
No, they haven't. I think this is the year, though. I think he's realized this is the year. If they don't make the playoffs next week, he gets fired the next day. It might be Sunday night when they land back in Dallas. It won't be long. If they do get in the playoffs, well, okay, of course, he's going to let it ride, and he's going to see. And if maybe Jason Garrett can get to the NFC Championship game, maybe he can save his job.
Win a Super Bowl or get to the NFC Championship game or bust?
I think it's NFC Championship game. And some people think that he needs to actually get to the Super Bowl, too.
And so I feel like you think that one decision could fix a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't have 3 decisions right now to talk about. Listen, there's not a lot on their roster they need.
I got 3. fire the head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Yes, right. Sure, there you go.
Special teams coordinator can stay.
Right. Yeah. Well, and, you know, the offensive coordinator too. Like, I have no problem with Kellen Moore. The plays, like you talked about earlier, the offense has gotten better. But to me, again, you got to have a theme or something to hang your hat. What are the Dallas Cowboys great at? Well, what are they great at? You tell me. I mean,
making a lot of money.
Well, yeah, that's it, right? Because they have no theme to their offense. We just go, oh, well, they got talent. But, like, what are they? They are a great running offense, a great passing offense? I don't know. They're just really good at all of it, I think, but nothing great.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.